Okay, we were the last round to finish. This time it was my fault, but so we're just right back into round 4. No breaks, no nothing. So we're against Mr. Shortfaced, who I don't recognize. So I don't really know what he's playing. My hand is better than the last two. But I think it's actually fine to keep. It doesn't have much in the way of early defense. I have a Boris Reckoner sort of as a mid-range thing if he's not playing hyper-aggressive. If he's playing a control deck, I think this hand's better because I have more lands and Sphinx Circulation. But I really hate mulliganing, so I'm just not going to. Like, pretty much I never mulligan unless my hand is absolutely terrible, like absolutely unplayable. Like, has 6 lands in it, and actually, it's pretty bad how often I keep 6 lands. But like, unless my hand has 6 non-lands in it, like that sort of thing. That's the sort of thing I'm mulligan. Since he started off with basic mountain, he's probably on mono red or Rakdos. Most likely mono red. Yeah, definitely mono red. Hopefully his Smash Cell is not a Burning Tree Emissary. Burning Tree Emissary is such a intimidating card. Maybe he'll just have slam another 2 drops. So that would be like the luckiest individual in the world for that to happen. The Digital Sphere is okay. If he plays multiples of things, I can get him, but my plan right now is just to play Boris Reckoner and try to hold off his forces. Mono Red only has Mizzou Mortars and Mugging for removal, both of which trigger Reckoner. So Reckoner is a very hard card for them to deal with, as has been demonstrated in previous videos, where I play Boris Reckoner and play against Mono Red a ton. I guess the only deck where I played recently against Mono Red that I didn't have Reckoners in was the Esper deck, which just had a ton of cheap 2-mana removal. I actually really like the Esper deck. I love Nightveil Spectre, it's one of my favorite cards. If I could fit Nightveil Spectre and a Symbol Legion into the same deck, I would do it. I'm considering blocking this. I think it's wrong, so I'm not going to though. I can just leave a first strike mana for next turn. And I think he wants me to block, because if I trade this for 2 creatures, he plays another creature, or another 2 creatures since he has 5 cards in hand. All I have left is a Detention Sphere, and that's not good at all. I did stop 2 creatures from attacking this turn with just my Reckoner's presence, so I consider that a success. Oh, Firefish Striker. That thing is getting Detention Sphered. I've dealt with these before. I had to kill 3 of them at once with a Statcaster. It was actually pretty funny, but I'll look forward to doing it again. I'm just going to play this on tap so I can have first strike. This should halt all of his attack. They don't really play. The only 3-mana card I think they play is sometimes Annihilating Fire, rarely Annihilating Fire, and then Dino Charge. The Overload Dino Charge. They only play like 17, 18 lands in a row. So it's not surprising to be honest. Usually if you're hungry, you only draw like 1 or 2 lands and then have a ton of spells. When you draw your 3rd land, it's when it's time to Dino Charge, basically. I don't know what he has here, but I'm going to block anyway. Because I have those Warrior's Charm and the Sphinx Revolution. I can't actually think of what he would play here. Look, what just happened? He did just throw away a creature for no reason? That's the strangest thing. Okay, so I couldn't think of a trick he had because he just didn't have one. He was just trying to bluff. Bluffing is not very good in Magic. If your opponent can't figure out what you're bluffing with, especially, they're just going to call it, like 100% of the time. I'm just going to play a second Reckoner and Guildgate. Is Guildgate better than an untapped land to hold open Azorius Charm? I think holding open Azorius Charm is a little better, just so I can lifelink if I need to. Since I don't really need First Strike at this board state. Next turn I'll Sphinx's Revolution for 3. Maybe I'll go to 6. Go to 6, go back up to 9. It's higher than I am now, by 1. Or I could play a tap line and go to 10 and use it as a divination. I want to see what he does this turn. He has to have something. Like he's getting to the point where I need it. I want a Supreme Verdict just because I don't want to die to his Dying Charge stuff. He can start forcing through damage if he wants to. It's a lot of Roctus Cacklers. Desert Sphere would be pretty good too. My last Attention Sphere. Mountain's actually a pretty good draw here. Because I wanted to Religion for 3, but I didn't want to actually pay the 2 life. If he attacks with everything and after he plays the land, I assume he has Dying Charge. So what I would do is I'd block here and not give this First Strike. Actually, I don't want to throw a Reckoner away. I'd probably just block 2 Cacklers, give them First Strike, and then Azorius Charm for a lifelink, so I'd gain 6. And then he would deal 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15 to me? 15, 6, 14? That might not work out. So I might need to actually give this First Strike and block the Zealot. That way I kill a creature and live at like 3 or something, live at 2. Because if it deals First Strike damage before the rest of his creatures do, I get to get the trigger before all of the other creatures deal combat damage, so I'd kill an additional creature. Which is why if he attacks with everything now, I block these 2. And then shoot down 2 of his creatures and take 5. I'd probably, yeah, take 5 and then gain 3. So he can't really, so attacking with Ashlote for him is a detriment. It's not very good. Which cuts his creatures down by 2. So he only has like 5 real creatures in play. I was talking so much I almost forgot to Sphinx's Revelation. I'm so bad at tapping. Okay. Sphinx's Revelation for 3. Draw a bunch of cards. A Jace would be really good right now. So would a Supreme. So would a Symbol Legion. I'm probably gonna play Jace this turn, and then I only have 2 blue mana. That's a problem. I need to leave him some sort of tree. Actually, you know, if I Supreme Verdict, that leaves him with 2 cards in hand. I don't know what he's gonna do with 2 cards in hand. So I think I Supreme Verdict after attacking. Get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of his creatures for 2 of mine. And then play a Guildgate. Like, I don't think 2 cards in his deck can beat my hand right now. So I think Wrathing is fine even though I'm losing 2 Reckoners. He's losing so much more. This attack is just telling him I have Wrath. So he needs to block with Foundry Street Denizen and a Brand New Trailblazer or something. And, no, I don't think not blocking is right. That just increases the damage I'm dealing to him. So white, white, red, blue. And Azorius Guildgate and pass turn. 8. That's a fairly painless turn. I can see the board again. So I assume his hand is either land, some combination of land, Dynacharge, or burn spells. Go ahead and play this Assemble the Legion. Start assembling my Legion. I should have definitely tapped Guildgate instead of the Azorius Guildgate instead of the Izzet one, just so I can have red mana for possible Izzet charms for him to play around. But it's probably not going to matter too much. I'm going to go ahead and play my Static Caster just so my soldier can attack. Actually, yeah, I won't damage. I'm not going to show him Jace. Actually, I could very easily play Jace. But I don't think it does enough to warrant it. I'll probably play Jace next turn if I need to. I think having an extra creature is better right now. I don't know how he comes back from this. I think if I was the mono red player and you get to turn 10, you're just dead. That sucks. I can't prevent the damage that the Boros Reckoner deals me because if I shock one of my tokens, they all go away. I can Azorius Charm it, but I'm not going to do that this turn. I'm just going to attack. Probably shouldn't have attacked this Keening Apparition. Or why did he block? I don't know what the downside of blocking is there. Like, the only downside I can think of is that I Azorius Charm it. Or if he blocks this, I can ping it. If he blocks a soldier token, it's completely free. Whenever I don't need cards, like when I think I can win with what I have on the board, I always plus Jace just to make it harder for them to deal with. See, I don't know what he's doing here. His attack doesn't do anything. I get to block with Static Caster and kill his Legion Loyalist. Like, he can mug it if he wants. He's welcome to mug it. How many tokens is this? 1, 2. Okay, he just conceded. I was counting to see whether or not it was worth Azorius Charming, but he's actually dead on board. 6-8, so it didn't actually matter. Mono red. This is the first time playing this mono red. So I want the Muggings and the Frostborn Weirds. I take out Ace Sphinx's Revelation, and Keening Apparitions, and the Counterfluxes, not Detention Sphere. I can take out Detention Spheres for Keening Apparitions if I think so, but since I think Detention Sphere is actually pretty good against mono red. They dump their entire hand over the board without any regard for tricks or anything. So it's pretty good to have a Detention Sphere. I take out the Sphinx's Revelation because I never want to draw 2. 1's usually enough. Like having 2 in your opener, for instance, is just so bad. It's like a card you're not going to play until like turn 7 or something, and you can't afford to have cards in your opener that you won't play until turn 7. Or multiple, I guess. You can afford that like 1. This hand has no white mana, but I have a Mugging and a Jace, which is probably fine enough. Good enough. No Boros Reckoner this time, but I can play it. I have the mana for it. If this is a Rakdos Cackler, I'm just going to kill it. All of his 2/2s are basically the same card. There's white mana. Though honestly, Goreplan Chainwalker would be more damage to me, so I'm going to play the Guildgate here. That leaves me with a possibility to play Azori's Charm on turn 2 if I deem it necessary, rather than killing this character now. This also makes it so I don't have to play as a Gilgate later. Like, Mountain Plains is not the ideal opening start. Whereas killing a creature with Mugging on turn 2 saves me approximately the same amount of damage. Unless he just kept a 1-lander with a bunch of 2-drops in hand, in which case he, 1, definitely has a Gork Clan Chainwalker, and 2, is going to be giving me a bunch of time to catch up. I guess I'll just play Sacred Foundry best turn. I haven't played Mono Red, so I'm not sure if it's worth it to keep a 1-lander when you need to be fast. Like, if you have a ton of 2-drops in your hand, I can see keeping a 1-lander if you have multiple 1-drops in your hand, but keeping a hand of all 2-drops just does not seem worth it to me, because you can only play 1 creature a turn, and that gives them so much time if you miss your first land, if you miss your second lander. It just doesn't seem worth it to me. Now, I've kept some greedy hands, so I'm not the ideal person to be talking about this, but I think if you're trying to play perfectly, you would not keep that hand. I'm not going to charm this because it doesn't really get very much from me. It just saves me 2 damage. You can play like an Emissary, even saves me more damage than that, which he apparently just drew because I think he would play last turn for sure. Focus Strippers, unfortunate. So I have 2 choices. I can A, play Plains and leave open both of my charms and use them if I need to, and hope he commits more creatures to the board so I can Wrath, or I can play Jace and tax it for 3, or maybe 4, and then I Wrath. I think that's actually the best play. Or I Wrath now and he plays more creatures to this 4-hand still. I think the best play is Jace. Because the only thing you can really play with haste is Afterlight, and that's still only 4 damage since I'm plussing. Jace goes to 5 and then you can't kill it. If he has a burn spell, like, I'm not actually even sure. Mugging can't hit players. And that would be his main go-to burn spell. That and Mizium Mortars. I don't think any of decks. I haven't seen people playing really anything over there. So he has Dire Charge specifically for my Jace, but it's just attacking me. Now we can make it so that his Ashlight can't block. So I'm taking 3 here. Possibly more? Okay, I'm taking a bunch here. Going to 5, and then Wrathing, so it doesn't matter. Right? Fairly sure that's the play. I'm gonna go ahead and minus here. I'll take any pile that has a Staticaster in it. Actually, I'll probably take the pile, whatever pile has the land in it. I kind of want to play this Gilgate this turn. Unless he goes like Staticaster Mugging in the same pile and Gilgate and the other pile. Okay, it's both the cards I wanted. Sometimes they play like Trickery on the board, so I have to watch out for that if I want to assemble any Legion. Overload electrically would be pretty bad for me and all my soldier denizens. I'm just gonna plus this and pass turn. I don't feel comfortable playing a Symbol of Legion. I would rather gain some life and play Staticaster if I need to. If he like, yeah, Skullcrack is what I was thinking of. It also, well, right now I get to play my whatchamacallit, because I get to play around his double burn spell kill me, but so if he has a land, what am I discarding here? Because I'll just discard it. Is it good get? Yeah, probably just discard anything else. Like if he has land, Ash Lilith, Skullcrack, I'm dead. I'm not actually dead then, because I have a Jace. Symbol of Legion's so expensive. I'm just gonna go ahead and play around the Ash Lilith, Skullcrack thing. Is it charm this and then play Staticaster? Actually, I could probably play Boros Reckoner. Leave open Staticaster, but more likely charm this. I don't actually need to charm it. He can attack me because he has the Jace plus on him, Jace +1. Unless he has the sick bluff that he had last game, which didn't do anything for him. Well, this is kind of good. Just for strike the trickle, okay. I think that's why he attacked last time. Did he have a Legionist, I think? So he thought his guy would get first strike to compete with my guy, but it actually just didn't work at all. So it's super awkward for him. I'm going to go ahead and play Staticaster and shock his Loyalist. I could be super suave and shock my Reckoner and then shock his Loyalist, but that just takes too much time for not enough gain. Time to assemble the Legion. Didn't leave open any white mana. I thought this was a white land. Oh well, all I need is this Azorius Charm. I wonder how my opponent did this round. He was actually in first place. His opponents were better than mine. I had better records at least. He's attacking both creatures, but I can just block both of them. Thanks to Jace. Since I have no idea what this could entail, I'm just going to double block. Block, block. And kill the other one. He can have Dino Charge. I will. If he has Dino Charge, I can give my guy first strike. Or I could shock it with his charm. Trying to decide which of those plays I like better. If I give it first strike and he has another, it doesn't matter. I'll just give it first strike, whatever. I can't think of anything that punishes me for this. So I think probably the best thing I can do is just let it resolve, and then kill the other guy. Like this. I should be on the assumption that anything he does that seems bad for him is actually good for him. So maybe I should just let the trade happen and kill both of his guys. So because I know I'm winning, so I don't actually need to do anything different. I can take some hits, like throw away this Reckoner. But I guess I don't need to. Plus, I'm just going to use this Azorius Charm to get. I'm not going to use it now because of the whole shenanigan where he can skull card me in response. Actually, I can do it now because I have a counterspell in my hand. And it's much better for me if I gain 7 life instead of 4. Okay, excellent. That is exactly what I wanted him to do. See, now I don't have either of the charms to protect me, but I'm in a much better shape than I was previously, so I don't actually need them. Like, I know it's 16 to 9, I'm still fairly low, but it feels like I've won this game already. Like, Jace is at 7. I just plus it because I don't need to minus it. I could minus it try and try Sphinx's Revelation. I think that's what I probably should do, since I have no more charms. I can't really get anything good from his deck, so it's just like a free spell from my deck, which I already have the best card in my deck on the board, so don't really need the ult from Jace. I just kept using it for the damage reduction. I'm hoping for the last Sphinx's Revelation here. The Azorius Charm is also very good. Static Caster as the card I'm going to take, because it, like, basically all his creatures are 2/2s, or X2s at least. Okay. And 4-0 with my sweet last minute. I don't want to play blue-white control deck. These are Johnny tokens. Just crack me up. And I won the tournament. I got credit for the whole tournament. Look at that. And my buddy also did quite well. No, that's not that guy. There's another. Is it? Can't remember. I'm so bad at names. No, it was this guy. It was Mtgo, who I think lost. Can't find it. It keeps auto-scrolling. Yeah, he did lost. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, successful tournament. I don't think my sideboard was ideal. Like, it worked, but I would need to play more with it. I think I definitely love the number. I like this split in the main deck. I like having Counterflux and Detention Sphere both in the sideboard, or in the main deck, and they both feel like the clunkiest cards. It could be the Keening Apparition is the weakest card in the deck, because I actually never wanted it. I boarded it out a ton, but I didn't actually ever play against blue-white control, so that could be just bias. Like, it's against blue-white control, it's very, very useful because I can blow up their Detention Spheres, which they all play 4 of. So it's very good against the Symbol of Legion. Like, when they Detention Sphere my Symbol of Legion, that's how I get it back. So I think it's still good, but I don't think I'd make any changes yet. Further testing required, but I did quite like how the deck performed. I think it did very well, even though I did have some fortunate games where my third one opponent got mastered completely horribly, and my mono red opponent kept a poor hand that last game. He had mono 2-drops in his hand, or actually he had Dynacharge as well, and he just couldn't play enough creatures and gave me a ton of time when he missed his second land drop. So I'm not gonna say this is the best deck of all time because I did not play perfectly, and like my opponents made misplays as well. But I strongly suggest you give this deck a shot if you're into this sort of thing, because I liked it a lot. Yeah, okay. That's all I have for today, so thanks for watching, guys. If you have any comments or anything, just please post them up, I'll get to you. And hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.